We need to cover the four main types of natural resources in the project. Renewable resources such as solar energy, wind energy, and hydroelectric power. Non-renewable resources like coal, natural gas, and crude oil. Living resources such as forests, animals, and marine life. And finally, non-living resources that are minerals like iron, gold, as well as air and water, which are also classified as non-living resources.
We need to focus on problems and solutions through a cause and effect perspective. We all know that humans have long been using non-renewable resources, what people call fossil fuels, and they're expected to run out one day. Living resources are at risk, and some of the non-living resources like air and water have seriously been polluted or contaminated. Renewable energy sources seem to be part of the solution. If we hadn't ignored these clean sources for so long, would we still be facing such severe consequences today?
Yeah, unfortunately, most people have consumed fossil fuels like coal and crude oil for decades. That's why the carbon footprint is so high now. And look at the soil. We use so many chemicals that we can't grow healthy food anymore. Sustainable agriculture isn't just a trend, it's a must. Had anyone been warning us seriously back then? If they hadn't used them so much, things wouldn't have gotten worse.
And global warming's getting worse due to the greenhouse effect. We mustn't ignore it anymore. We should really cut down on resource consumption and switch to clean energy. For example, solar energy and wind energy can supply us with power without polluting the air. If we'd switched to clean energy earlier, things would have been better. Why had they delayed investing in solar energy until it was too late? I can't help thinking about this. We need to develop new systems based on serious analysis. That's what we exactly need urgently.
We needn't blame people for consuming fossil fuels. Remember what Zena told us the other day. They hadn't realized how harmful their choices were. If they'd known about the harmful effects, they would have been more careful. Therefore, the question should be, what would they have done if someone had told them about the harmful effects of their choices?
I read that people had been overusing non-renewable resources by the early 2000s, and when the truth was realized, they'd already caused a lot of environmental damage. They hadn't even known such a problem would exist. They could never have expected such damage either. Also, remember that it was Generation Y that realized and warned of the danger.
Absolutely. By the time the reality was noticed, few had been worried about habitats, biodiversity, shortage of food and water. Similarly, before the effects became visible, few had known of the importance of efforts for conservation, protection, recycling, sustainability in everyday life. Most people hadn't even known about the reasons for pollution, deforestation, and erosion. Had they not seen the warning signs, or had they simply ignored them? People are still learning about how marine life and the atmosphere become dirty with contaminants and pollutants, the effects of emission from cars, waste from factories, and the destruction of rainforests on the planet.
Let's put a drop in the ocean. Even small actions matter. Now's the time to start and stop feeling anxious. We can be part of some excellent and exciting developments.